Hello and welcome to the second edition of Carry On Streamin, Edinburgh Folk Club's online magazine. Well, of course, we're all desperate to get back to live performance as soon as possible, but we hope that this will keep you going in the meantime. And part of the reason for doing Carry On Streamin is to raise money for the Paddy Bort Fund, founded in memory of our late organiser. And one of the reasons for the fund is to give support to musicians who might need it in these tricky times. And if you'd like to donate, you can do so by going to the PayPal link below the screen here. Our first performer this evening is someone that will be familiar to anyone with even a nodding acquaintance of Scottish folk music. I speak of the marvellous Archie Fisher, and here he is with a composition of his own, Song for a Friend.
I'd sing la 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 la. That would have been you. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. A few more baritones, please. La 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 la. Oh, that's better. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Don't worry, it's not French. Watch out for the C note. La 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 la. 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 Just once in a while, you're there on my mind. You bring me a smile, and leave it behind. I honor your name, remember your face. You're ever the same, in time and in space. Doors open and close, roads run to an end. So I will compose a song for a friend. When years roll away, fond memories shine. A warm summer's day, a cool glass of wine, the line of a song, forgotten in time. If I get it wrong, you'll give me the right. Whatever you play, whatever the key, whatever you say, it's alright with me. La 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 la. If you have a dream, I hope it comes true. As part of the scheme, that's waiting for you. And if you have a fear, kept hidden within, remember I'm here. Together we'll win. Stay lucky in love. What you deserve. When push comes to shove, hold on to your nerve. Don't worry if you've forgotten to phone. When you're in the groove, you're running alone. Though we're far apart, I know you're at hand. We're joined at the heart, and I understand. And the next time around, we'll do it in style. Go paint the town. You you smile.
Well, one of the last people to perform at Edinburgh Folk Club before the drawbridge went up was Gaelic singer Maggie McInnis, one of our finest Gaelic singers. And here she is with The Misty Mountain. Not one but two performers from the northeast of England this evening, and here's the first of those, Jed Grimes.
One too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. The dogs are barking and the day is getting dark. Night comes in a falling, all the dogs lose their bark. The silent night is shattered by the sound inside my mind. Just one too many mornings in 1,000 miles behind. From the crossroads of my doorstep, my eyes start to fade, and I turn my head back to the room where my love and I have laid. And I turn back to the street, the sidewalks and the signs. One too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. It's a restless, hungry feeling that don't do no one no good. Everything that I'm saying, you're saying it just as good. You were right from your side and I am right from mine. We're both one too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. We're both one too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind. Bob Dylan song from the early 60s there. One too many mornings and 1,000 miles behind.
Well, anyone who saw the Wilson family at Edinburgh Folk Club a few months ago will know that they're never short of something to say. And here they are, singing and chatting. The Wilson family.
Hi, Edinburgh and further afield. This is the Wilsons. Good to see everybody. We were asked by John to, oh yeah, a bit of that. It's Saturday after all.
I'll drink to that.
Good to see Steve's not drinking.
Yeah, we were asked by John to if we could contribute something to the new Edinburgh Folk Club magazine that you're going to put up on YouTube in support of Paddy Bort's fund, which we're very much in support of, and we're more than happy to do so. At the moment, we're practicing, or we get together on a Saturday, but we're doing it by Zoom until such times as we can get together face to face, which hopefully is going to be in a couple of weeks' time, when we can start practicing again. Our live bookings, like everybody's, have been cancelled to the end of the year, or postponed into next year. So our main objective this year is to finally get an album that we've been working on finished and recorded. We'll have that later on in the year. So I shall hand over to Brother Steve to say hello, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks' time, or maybe next week.
And there's no finer lads in the nation, and none are more gallantly led. But the buzzing.
Yes, so we're all here, locked down, doing our own individual voice wobbling practices, with, as the others are joining in. May as well join the party.
Saturday
night party. So hope everyone else is just making a big party of this big lockdown, so that once we come out of it, we'll all have very bad overheads or headaches, shall I say. So I'll just play a little bit more of what we're doodling around with on the new album, which should be out, I would think, either later this year or early next year. And then I'll pass it on to our Christoph.
On the keel, what have we got? But the cranes above the soaring, the commotion and the glamour and the welding of the steel. What do you got? What do we got? What do you got? What do we got?
He's a good singer.
We got no else.
Just turn him down.
Well, that's a song that as you'll get, what do you got? And what I think I'll just echo what Mike said about the what you're doing up there, and I think it's a great thing. I think everyone around the country is trying to do the best they can as folk music producers. Shows what a family we are, really, and a community we are, and tries to help everyone else. I mean, we're fortunate that we do this as a hobby rather than for our living, but we've got a lot of friends and mates around the country who are doing McInnis for their work as well. So whatever you're doing, keep it going. You seem to do remarkably well. And as I said, last time we saw you up in Edinburgh, we had a terrific time at the folk club. John and all the people who organised things did. And then we ended up down the Sandy Bells Bar for an absolutely terrific evening. So if we can all contribute to that, keep going and keep that in our minds till we get back to it.
Well done.
When we go rolling home, rolling home, when we go rolling home, when we go rolling, rolling, when we go rolling home. The gently
Great singer.
Yeah, well, after what the lads have said, I'll make my contribution. It seems very strange, and we never, we'd have never have thought that when we walked out of Edinburgh Folk Club back in February, that would be the last gig we'd do in 2020. In fact, 2020 was going to be one of our busiest years ever. We've had quite a few of them. And like everybody else, we're in the same boat that inevitably the gigs have been cancelled or postponed until next year. And I'm just hoping that that will be the case, that we'll come back next year, and that folk clubs will reinvent themselves, rejuvenate themselves. As many of you will know, we run our own folk club as well as doing folk gigs and things like that. And we don't know what we're going to be facing with social distancing, with whether the pubs will be welcoming to us again. So it's all a very sort of scary.
Be optimistic, Tom.
Sorry?
Be optimistic.
Yeah, well, what I was going to say is that, the folk scene was nearly dead on its knees, or the British folk music was dead on its knees at the end of the 50s, and it took several revivals for it to rejuvenate itself. So something will come back, I'm sure, and performances will happen again, definitely. I'm not too keen on these electronic performances, I've got to say. Folk music, for me, is a people thing, and that's the hardship that the last 3 months has been, the lack of involvement with people. But let's hope that it comes back, and that we are back up in Scotland, and particularly in Edinburgh, and just saying hello to all our friends again. Whether we can hug and squeeze and like we used to, or whether we're bumping elbows, we will be singing again.
I think
we'll see you. Thanks.
I think lessons learnt is we all came through the smoking era, when every folk club you couldn't see in front of the first line. But we'll get there. We'll work it all out as we always do.
Yeah. In the meantime, I think that the message from us is take it easy, take care, and stay safe, because we're not out of it yet. No matter what the government tells us, we're not yet out of it. So take it easy, stay safe, and we'll see you down the road for a bit soon. Do we rest?
Now, when I was learning the guitar, there was a mnemonic for remembering the tuning, which was every American granny gives buns easily. But there's more than one way to tune a guitar. Here's the Queen of Dadgad, Sarah McQueen.
I hear the wolf at the door. I've seen his face before. He's hungry and I'm tired. Can't keep him out much more. And through a chink in the glass, watching pace alive. I better step back from the window. He's only biding his time. Spring follows winter, sun follows shower. Things will get better if only I can hold that wolf at bay, driving away. The sun goes on rising every day. I'm keeping the faith. I'm still in the race. I'm marking down the time till I can get to a better place. Spring follows winter, sun follows shower. Things will get better if only I can hold that wolf at bay, driving away. The sun goes on rising every day. Seagulls fly in cloudy skies. Morning comes and amber turns to gray. Ooh. The sun goes on rising every day. And the time will come when I don't feel this way. Seagulls fly in cloudy skies. Morning comes and hammer turns to gray. The sun goes on rising every day. The sun goes on rising. The sun goes on rising. The sun goes on rising. Yeah. Ooh, ooh, the sun goes on rising every day.
One of the hardest working, hardest travelling acts on the folk scene is North Sea Gas, and they must be one of many that are finding the current circumstances particularly trying. But we're delighted to have them with us to round off this edition of Carry On Streamin'. Please welcome North Sea Gas.
I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. Well, I don't want glory and I don't want fame. I left the school with an honest name. I went to the Labour Exchange for work. Here is what I said to the wee brew clerk. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. Well, that, he said, is a rare wee song to come for you lads, say big and strong. Through the door and take this card. You can sing it to the gaffer at the Harlands Yard. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. Well, I sang it to the gaffer and he thought me daft. I've never heard such a horse's laugh. He gathered around him all his men, and as one big choir they sang then. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. Their voices rang o'er the riverside, it became the song of the Clyde. The words were heard the whole world round, and it was known as the Clydeside Sound. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. Well, I found a job with the sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. I can't believe my luck, I've never had it so good. Now I'm a politician down in Holyrood. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. I'm looking for a job with a sky-high pay, a 4-day week and a 2-hour day. Maybe it's because I'm inclined that way, but I never did like being idle. Thank you!
That's it for this edition of Carry On Streaming. Thanks for joining us, and we hope that you've enjoyed the music in this edition. Please donate to the Paddy Bort Fund if you can, the link is below. But please also join us for the next edition of Carry On Streaming in a couple of weeks. Cheerio!